if you are a player? How do you know you can trust the online casino?
So all the players throughout the world, I'd like to recommend to check the website itself and a few criteria that the website should meet in order to be validated on the specific territories where it's operate. So the first advice that we have is check to the website and actually to scroll it down to the footer and to see what are the details that are mentioned here. Quite often you can see the details mentioned in the company that is operating the website itself and information about the license that is crucial in order to validate the status of that website of the casino. So you will get the information about the specific jurisdiction that had issued the specific license to the operator that is actually responsible for all the actions that are being performed by the operator. Actually, this regulator will be the best friend whom you can approach with all the questions that you might have regarding this activity, with all the complaints that you might have, and will assist you like the highest court in all the decisions, in all the cases that you will have here. So when you are ready and you have checked the information about the specific license, please look for a small validator in the footer of the website down. It looks like a shield, so you can press on it and then you will see the new page that is coming with the expanded information about the entity, about that address, about the number of company and all the information that you will need. In addition, it will validate additionally the status of the license, and actually you will see the green seal or something similar that will show that the website is licensed. And the second point that is very important here is to check the details about the specific license and how actually it defends the users, the clients, or this specific territory. In case you will find the information about the license and that is issued by the local regulator where you're actually based and where you use the website, that will be the best match that you can find for. So this operator actually is validated and they are empowered to operate and to provide all the services here. And one hint that I will provide to you, in most of the cases, the regulators that issue those licenses have their own website, and like the registrar of the operators that are being issued those licenses. So I do recommend you to check whether this company that is mentioned in the footer of the website is here. In case you find it, actually that's it, and the website is validated. So you are very welcome to use those services, and you will be protected by those regulators who actually issue this license. When you checked the website, you can see the information about the license, and there is like the list of them that is you can see, and what is the most frequent a list of the regulator. Actually, you can see it on the background of our booth. And in case you see the information about the Anjouan, Nevis, Curacao license, those are license of the type offshore. That means that they welcome all the operators for getting their licenses. However, they are quite big in their defense, and the rules for the responsible gaming that are very important for your situation, comparing to those operators who have their local licenses in the territories operate. So, for example, we can imagine a situation in case you start your own game somewhere in Estonia, for example. You are opening the website, you are checking the footer, and you see that the license is being issued in Andorra. On the other side, you can check the website and see the information that the operator has a license of Estonia. So for your case, that would be much more preferable to use a website that is being licensed in Estonia. I will tell you why, because like the local regulator is taking care about the players and the users like to the highest extent that it actually possible. In addition to that, the all other things like the providers that are being used by the operators, they are regulated as well. So it's not about the defense, it's not only about the defense that is being provided by the operator, but you also can be sure that you are using correct payment methods, and they are licensed here as well. There will be like no fraud, no technical emissions that actually can be arranged from the side of the technical providers. So you will like fully defend from the side of those local license. So in case you have the choice to play casino with an offshore license like Anjon, Curacao, and like all this list that is mentioned in here, and the operator with the local license, as a legal person, I do recommend you to use a license that has been issued locally. Each website has some hints that you can use in order to defend yourself in the different cases. The basic rules that you should follow before starting usage of the website includes checking the terms and conditions. I know that it's quite boring scene and no one wants to do that because they have a huge content, a lot of pages of the text. However, in order to save your time, I will tell you about like a few customs clause that you should have a look in, and like to have all the information without like deeping into the full text that you have here. So the first thing here is the information about the company and the license. You should check that there is the details about the entity itself and the license, because if your operators, they are willing to hide that. In case they're willing to hide that, that means that they do not want to take the responsibility for any actions that they perform in regards to the player. So please check those details. In addition, they have the list of the prohibited territories here. So in case you're using the website and you are the resident of one of those countries, please be attentive to that, because in case you will not follow this rule and you will still use this website, in those cases, whenever you have some complaints coming for them, they will just tell you that the terms and condition has prohibited the usage of those websites, and unfortunately you will be like in a very bad position. So you are very welcome to check this clause in order to have like a strong legal support in all the usage of the website. The third term is like very important, that those are the rules of the deposits and withdrawals. You can see that each casino is trying like to defend themselves and like to put the preferable terms of the like withdrawals of the funds that actually might have some delays in your usage, in the usage of the website by you. So please be attentive to that, and please have a look. In case you are fine with that, in case you are fine that in some cases you might have some delays into the financial process, you are welcome to use the website. In case you do not like this case, you can have a look on some other websites and casinos. For example, those ones with the local licenses, they have like more strong regulation, and your rights regarding the financial processes will be much more protected. And the very important thing here is like the regulation of the KYC procedure. Actually, all the operators, they are obligated to collect the list of the documents from their site. In case they do not do that, it's like just a marketing move coming from them. However, based on the regulation, they are obliged to collect some documents. Whenever you see some approach when they just skip this process, that means that they do not follow all the regulations, and actually that can be a subject to your complaint to the regulator to see that they do not check the users that actually play on their website. So those are hints that you can use on like in the terms and conditions section. And like the final point that is like crucial for you, it's complaints policy and some details how you can protect your own rights. In case you have some complaint coming to the operator and you are not happy with the service that is being provided by the operator, you will see the specific email that you can use for sending your complaint. In most of the cases, in case casino is not happy with your request, they are appealing to you that you have broken the procedure of the complaints. So here in this clause, you will see the detailed instruction how you should perform your all other actions. So you will have a look and you will find the specific email which you should use. You will find the information how the regulator is protecting to you. So you will see the additional email whenever from the regulator and how you should use your rights in addition. And in some of the jurisdictions, you will also have a look on the ADR policy that calls alternative dispute resolutions policy. Actually, those are the independent companies that mediate the complaints coming from the users and the casinos here. So you are very welcome to use this instrument, and they are like the independent companies that will not take the position of the user or the casino specifically. So they will check the case as it is. And in case Kateryna has actually broke some rules regarding the licensing, they will pass this information to the regulator as well, in order to keep all the players distanced, from the specific cases that this operator has, till even with the instrument of the license termination. So those information can look like a boring scene, on all the numerous pages that the casino has. However, I recommend you to check it precisely, because actually it has like all the instrument and all the details and steps how you should defend yourself in all the cases by using the website of the operator. The license is not a single thing that is very important in the corporate structure or the setup. In order to have the license, a company should arrange a legal company for the operations. Actually, they can choose like different types of the entities worldwide. For the offshore licenses, they use the offshore companies correspondingly. In case they operate with the local licenses, they should have the entity in this specific region where the license is acquired. So that is like very important for you to understand that in most of the cases, jurisdictions have the open registrars with the information that will tell you like a little more information about the entity rather than it mentioned on the website. So actually your instruction will be like that. The first step, you should get the information about the entity on the footer of the website, and to understand the jurisdiction where the company incorporated has been always mentioned here on the website. Second step, you should find the authority that is registering this company. As for this moment, with the AI instruments, it will be like very easy step for you to get the information who has registered this entity. The third step is to check the website of this authority and to see what are the options of the information that you can get, like as an authorized person. In most of the cases, they have the specific digital registrar mentioning a few things here. The first one is like the name of the entity and the status of the company. That is like the most important thing for you. In case you see that the company is active and it does not have like any issues with its status, for example, like bankruptcy, liquidation, or something like that, that will be like a good sign for you, and you can start using your services here. In case you are checking this website and you see some issues, for example, the bankruptcy procedure or some sort of the liquidation, that is my strong recommendation to avoid usage of this website. Most probably they already have some court proceedings or some other legal procedures that are like unwilling for you to take part in. So the instruction is very clear. The first one, we are checking the details of the entity in the footer of the website. The second option, the second stage is when we get the information about the jurisdiction where the company is registered. And the third one, please have a look on the status of the entity. In case it's all fine and the company is active, actually you can follow the website and start using that. In some specific cases, you might have the additional information about the entity, like an additional emails, okay, like contact emails that you can use in case like support team of the casino is just ignoring you. In addition, you might have the information about the local agents, like local lawyers who have registered this information. In case the casino is ignoring you, you can have a try and actually send a request to those lawyers that this casino is scamming you, or maybe you have some other type of complaint. That will give you an additional instrument of the impact on the operations of the company, because they cannot ignore those kind of the requests, and that will have like bad consequences for them. So this is like the pool of the information that you can get and use it in your favor.
Let's take a hypothetical situation. You are a player who just won a moderate amount purely by luck, but the online casino accuses you of cheating and immediately closes your account. What would you do next, and what would each escalation step look like to recover your rightful winnings?
Unfortunately, those cases happen from time to time. However, I want to assure you that it's like not the answer of the situation whenever casino ignores you and close your account. We have like a few instruments to show to you how you should actually copy with this situation, and then like to get the funds out of your account, or to restore your previous status with the casino. First of all, you need to check the website once again. I know that it's like not, very pleasant for you to check the website that is ignoring you. I ask you to do that one more time. So we are opening the website and scrolling down to the footer of the website. You can see like a few policies mentioned here, including terms and conditions. That will be very helpful for you to get the details of the procedure, how casino actually requires you to proceed in the different cases whenever you have the complaints. Those terms and conditions are not like something invented by the casinos. Actually, they are already being validated by the side of the regulator. So this is like the independent texts that are being used. So do not worry about that. In case something is mentioned here in the terms and conditions, that was already validated by the regulator, and regulator knows about that process. So the first step that you have is to send the request to the support team or to the complaints team in case they have a separate team here. All this information will be mentioned in the complaints policy on the website. This is the very first step. Even in case you have already made that, you should make the separate email and to send it like providing with all the information about your request. In case you have like some screenshots or some additional documents that you have, for example, you have made the deposits of the funds and they do not allow you withdrawal, you can attach the documents like bank statements or like statements even from the crypto financial solutions in order to validate the transactions that you have made. In addition to that, please check if you have received some requests coming from the casino for the KYC documents. That is like the set of the documents that you should provide in order to have the account opened. So please attach those details as well with all the information, starting with the opening of your account, with the flow of the usage of the website, and please describe the case that has been subject to your complaint in a very detail and provide with all the information that you have. I recommend you to put a specific deadline that the support team has in order to reply to you. So you can tell them that you have actually maybe 3 or 5 days waiting in order to have their feedback. And whenever you have the situation when the casino ignores you, we are ready to escalate the process to the second step. So we are reverting back to the terms and conditions that we have on the website. In most of the cases, you will see the instrument that is called an ADR. It's like alternative dispute resolution. Those companies were invented as a mediators in order to help the users in those cases. Before that, and still like in some jurisdictions, regulator takes the care about users' complaints. However, they are like very busy, with all other tasks for the regulation of the operators. That is why they have just delegated their authority to take care about the complaints to those independent companies that you can see on the website. I know that it can look like some scary, to see like some companies have. I want to reassure you that it's like not something that this company is not close to the casino. It's not the entity that is incorporated for them. It's not their business. This is like the independent company that you can approach, okay, and they will assist you with the case. So you will see the information and the email that you can use in order to send this request to the ADR entity. You can just copy the case that you have sent to the team of the casino to describe your situation in the much detail as you can do. In addition, you can make the screenshot of the emails sent to the casino and to show them that they are being ignored. After that, actually the team of the ADR institution will have a look on it. They do not have a right to ignore those letters, so you can be sure that they will get back to you with some feedback. They might raise a few additional questions in order to have the details that are being missed. However, after that, they will send the same request to the operator to provide their points of view on this specific case. So the outcome of this process will depend on the specific case that you have and what is the subject to the complaint. In case casino has broken your rights, and maybe you have some issues with withdrawals, or your account is blocked or freezed, or maybe they're just like ignoring you and do not respond. They will take care of that, because each casino is obligated to respond to requests coming from the ADR. In case they do not do that, they will just have their license terminated. That is actually is a worst scenario for the operators. So whenever the decision of the ADR commission is ready, they will just follow the rules that will be mentioned here. However, in case you have some complaints to the operations of the ADR solution, you have the third stage, which is actually the highest level, how you can try to restore your own rights. That are the court proceedings. You just like need to have a look for a good legal officer who will assist you in this case. I do highly recommend you to do that, because in most of the cases, casinos are the huge businesses with their huge legal teams. So it will be like not an equal situation whenever you will not have legal support here. You can also have a look in the search and like to find a lot of legal law firms that are been specializing into the cases with users' complaints. So in this case, you can just approach them and describe the case that you have. So the final result, the court proceedings, that will be the obligatory decision that casino should follow. In case they ignore that, that will be like the worst scenario that they can imagine for themselves, and they have like a very strong legal consequences. And also, like very important thing here, that in some of the cases, whenever the casino breaks actually the rules and the regulations, and you know about a few cases of players, you can get a complaint, like a group of the users that have those type of the complaints, and actually to file a group suit case. That will be like a nightmare for the operator. So in case you might have the instruments to arrange all that, that will be like the most effective instrument for you. However, I have mentioned you about the court proceedings and its effectiveness. I would tell that it's like the last stage that you can approach. Actually, the legislation says that you should try all the stages before you are coming to the court proceedings, and you should collect all the evidence on this each specific stage. In case you follow all those rules, I'm pretty sure that your status and your will be restored with the casino. You will get your funds back, or like whatever that was the subject of your complaint to the casinos.
You mentioned that certain types of licenses offer stronger player protection, including in cases like the one you just discussed. Could you rank the main licenses based on the level of protection that provides to players?
I have already mentioned about a few types of the licenses that you can see on the websites or the casinos. So there are like two main groups. The first one like offshore licenses, and the second type is the local licenses that are being issued by the local regulator in the country where you reside and where you use your website. From the perspective of the protection of the player, including the rules of the responsible gaming, that is like the specific section of the legislation that provides all the instruments how the player can actually get his rights being restored in case they're broken, or how they can proceed with different types of the complaints, how they should communicate with the operators in order to get their request being contended. I would say that you should prefer usage of the website with the local licenses in order to have all those rights being in place and controlled and regulated by the local licenses here. However, you can see that actually the website has been accessible from the different territories. For example, you are a resident of Estonia, and you can see the website with a French license, or like with the license in the United Kingdom here. So how to understand which license is the best in your specific solution? From the perspective of the legal procedures, we have a few regulators that has their prehistory of the operations, and we know that they have like true professionals that are taking their positions into this authority, and they do understand how the operators work, and they do understand about all the cases, how users can suffer from the actions of the operators. And like historically, those regulators that are being considered like as like top 5 in the chart of responsible gaming policies, they are based like mostly in Europe. Um, like European Union actually has like a very strong legislation base for all the European countries. So you might have a look on the website that they have local licenses in Greece, in Denmark, in Sweden, in Spain, in Italy, and also like the most in Netherlands as well. So you can trust the operators that are getting their licenses with in those countries, because the regulator is like very strict and actually send them 100 rules each day that they should follow. In case they do not meet their requirements, they have the consequences of huge penalties that can be like 1-2 million euros, etc., for each case of the brokerage of the rules that they should follow. And also you might feel yourself like very comfortable and safe in case you use those websites. In addition, in case we are talking about the cases outside of European Union, in case you are like you are not resident of the European Union, you might have a look in the to the United Kingdom. Like after the Brexit, they have their own regulation. Please be assured that the regulator puts like a very attentive eye on all the cases of the usage of their services, and they have a very strict procedure of the getting of the local license. So you can imagine that the operator should spend around 2 years in order to get the local license, by preparation of all the infrastructure, including all the technical things that are being required in order for the hiring of the needed personnel with all the degrees in the specific industries where they should work. They are checking all the key personnel in the company in order to get the confirmation that the person has his own experience, actually has the master degree, like diplomas in all these stages, and they put personal responsibility on those people in case they break some rules and they do not meet the requirements of the regulator. So as for all other regions, like worldwide, we see the good tendency in the Latin America side. Before that, online casinos were not regulated because it's quite new event from the regulator. Before that, we've had the cases with a land-based casino. However, online gambling was quite new for the governments of the countries, and they did not know how to work with that. What to expect? What can be the different cases, issues that the users might face in case they're using those websites. So that is why Latin America had a look on the Europe that has regulated it properly, and now they are checking the basic requirements from the European countries. For sure, they make it customized to the local market. And now they have their own approach in order to regulate the Latin America countries. Brazil, Mexico, Peru, Argentina, those are countries that are huge for the operators. You might have like millions and millions of different players. However, the good news for all the players using those websites, that the new regulation has come, and now you have a lot of different instruments how to appeal to the decision of the casino, and you can be safe by usage of those services. However, it's very important to make the steps that we have mentioned previously, to check the website, to check the company's details, and to see that the website has this specific information about the license that is being required. In case casino does not have it, okay, it's preferably not to use the services of those casino, because your protection will be on some quite low level comparing to the local operators. Yeah.
Finally, for online iGaming brands that want to clearly demonstrate their trustworthiness and fairness, what advice would you give?
I would say that trustworthy of your brand is a new goal for all the operators. Before that, many brands and many websites were mentioned and like were built in this approach in order to show like a beautiful marketing of the website, to see like a lot of mentioning about your own brand, to build like the biggest booths and brands that you can see here on the expo. However, it's like very important to understand that trustworthy is the most crucial thing that is being considered by the user when he or she takes the decision to use your website or not. So in case you want to show the trustworthy of the website to your user, it's very important to remember about the following things. The first one is to be open for the users and like to share the information about the structure that you use in order to proceed with the provision of the services to your users. Please do not hide the information about the company, about the license that you use. It should be actually mentioned on the main page of the website and all the policies that you have. The second step, you just like need to follow all the rules that are being established by the regulator that issues the license that you have. They have thought about you already, and in case you have all the criteria that have been required by the regulator, you are already in the good position, because some competitors, they might like break the rules, they do not show some information about how the user should make the complaint or something like that, and they think that they like put their own casino in some preferable solution comparing to the competitors. However, as a final result, they are just losing the trust coming from the side of the user. Because in the case whenever the user is checking the website and he cannot find any information about that, that is just like the main point for him to understand that the scam that is like the scamming website that unfortunately breaks like all the rules, and the user will not have this outcome that he is waiting for. And the third hint for the operators is to check the different chats that and forums that are being arranged by the players. You know that all the players that they expand the information very quickly. So in case there will be like one guy that is not so happy by usage of the website, tomorrow hundreds and hundreds of different people will know about that. So in case you have some case with a complaint coming from the user, do not ignore that. That is like the worst solution that you might invent for yourself. You just like need to follow all the rules. In case you think that the user is scamming you, you may have an approach to the ADR, to Alternative Dispute Resolution Authority, who actually take their decisions independently, and you will have like those outcomes that will be validated and trusted by the other users. And the fourth position in this list is to have the responsible gaming policy being in place. You know that you should follow some requirements coming from the regulator, for example, to set different limits of the withdrawals or the deposits per day, to have an opportunity for the player to have themselves excluded from the list of the players and to have the account blocked. So all these instruments, they should be enabled and realized on your website. In case user does not find those details on the website, you will have two consequences here. The first one, you are losing the trust of the player, and the second one is whenever you're losing your license. And the news about the license termination will be spread by the vote in 1 second, and that means that all the trustworthy of your brand actually will be destroyed in 1 second. So it's like very important to follow the rules, and just remember about that, that trustworthy on the first stage and marketing is following actually the brand itself. So when in case you do not have the trust coming from the players, it does not mean which type of source you are looking for the traffic or something like that. It will not work, because any user will not stay on your website and will not use it twice, third time, or like some additional stages. So our advice for this case is to follow all the rules of the regulator, to mention all the information how user can protect their own rights, and do not ignore the players, because it's like very bad idea.